Hello there, my Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. This is Melissa with Enchanted Emerald, bringing you your weekly love reading, and this is going to be for the week of August 19th through the 26th of 2021. So as we get started here, as always, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please don't hesitate to do so. Hit that subscribe button below so that you're in the know of all of the content as it comes out so that you don't miss a thing. As always, I use the traditional Rider-Waite deck for my readings. It's just my go-to deck. It's just what I like to use, and that's okay. So a lot of my messages, of course, come from Spirit. So as we get started here, we have for the first couple of days, the 19th and 20th, so today, tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, we have the King of Wands with the Fool, okay? So really with these two cards coming out together as I drop them, I'm going to leave it there because I really feel here as though this energy comes in. It's very much one of where there's this innocent feeling with the Fool card, right? We had that white dog on that card as it fell. And it's very an innocent feeling surrounding the situation, but there's a lot of passion with this, right? There is a tendency to have a lot of passion. And I do feel that it comes with a bit of hesitancy maybe on your part where you're feeling like, okay, this seems innocent enough. And you have this genuine curiosity to kind of push things to the brink, push things to the limit a little bit. And I feel like you're just all in all really wanting to keep things on a cordial level, right? And so maybe you are really allowing things to go past what your boundary might be in terms of the relationship or the physical intimacy of the relationship. And so I feel as though you're kind of just going along with it, even though it's past your boundary a bit. And I do feel like it puts you in a bit of a precarious situation in terms of allowing somebody to be in your space and not really feel as comfortable with it maybe as you would like to feel. And so I feel like this person that is, involved here is somebody who likes a little bit of the power. And so I do feel like there's a little bit of a dominatrix type feel with this. Okay, so but I do feel like there's a potential here to kind of take a little bit of a turn for the worse here, right? Like you're fighting fire with fire in terms of kind of stooping to their level a bit, using their tactics. If you aren't mindful of making sure that your boundaries are intact at the end of the day, making sure that you're honoring your space, honoring how you feel, your authenticity, your truth, right? So making sure that you are working together to maintain those boundaries. So having open, honest communication in terms of what you're comfortable with up front would probably be a good idea. I do feel, here is like overall, as we come into your energy, I do feel like there's like a Capricorn type feel. So this could be an actual Capricorn, so an earth sign, or I'm feeling like this is more a fire sign. Like I'm hearing like fighting fire with fire, right? So it could be an actual fire sign. So there could be two fire signs working together here. But with Capricorn, we do have the ability here to have a little bit of like what they say, unhealthy habits, and that's why I could have also heard the Capricorn, right? So that could be just attesting to like unhealthy boundaries, codependency, a little bit of a power struggle could be at play, things like that. Okay, so because I'm feeling like when push comes to shove, things could get a little bit difficult in the dynamic. I do feel overall you're going to have to end up fighting for what you believe in as a result of all of this. And so that's really what I'm feeling now. In terms of a song, I hear the song by Drake in my business. And so I actually was not familiar with that. So I had to like read the lyrics to that one, which I love Drake, don't get me wrong. But I hadn't heard that one. So I had to read up on the lyrics on that one. And so what Spirit was trying to really communicate with me with that was about being romantically numb. Okay, so what I'm really feeling with this is one person here, and I'm feeling like it is Sagittarius, you Sagittarius here, it is feeling a little bit on the emotionally numb side, right? Where you're dealing with some past baggage, and so you've kind of hardened your heart a little bit, and I'll get into that more here in just a little bit with the reading, because I want to talk about that. It's important to work through some of those emotions so that you open your heart a bit more, not only to love but to joy and all these other beautiful emotions that are available to you here as you work through your life. So as for moving into the 21st and 22nd, we have the Saturday-Sunday read is the Knight of Cups. So with the Knight of Cups here, I really am just feeling like you want somebody to show you love. Now, for those that are out and single on the scene, I do feel as though there's some sort of a mixer, okay? So I'm feeling like there's some sort of a party where you could be invited and you're going to be going out and kind of, mingling with other people. I do feel like there's going to be a person who kind of catches your eye, who's kind of shy, sitting in the corner, maybe not as open as, he or she could be to approaching other people, and this person kind of catches your eye because you want to kind of incorporate them in the conversation, and so this is somebody that you strike up a conversation with, and you feel a little bit more in your element because you might feel a little bit shy. You kind of see yourself in a reflection in this person, and that's why you approach them and have a conversation, and I feel like the conversation goes really well. It kind of strikes up a great dynamic between the two of you. So I do feel like, though, at this mixer, it's really important for you to kind of keep your eyes open. There could be other opportunities that could pass you by, or for some, and this could just be for, one particular person out there, especially, feeling like there is a potential for somebody to kind of follow you, like maybe not necessarily just follow you around the party, but maybe kind of like keep an eye on you as you leave or something like that. And so just be mindful of that. I'm not feeling as though you're in any type of danger, but I do feel as though somebody is just really keeping an eye on you, like overly aware of where you are and what you're doing, and it's just a little bit uncomfortable, I guess, disconcerting, I guess. That's probably the right word. So just be mindful of that if you are out and about on the social scene, that could be something that could transpire. I do feel also there is a potential for some here for this weekend for a late night booty call. So there's something like that in the air where you could hear. I actually feel like this is an ex that's going to contact you and like text you or something in the night, and like late 10-11 o'clock at night, and hit you up to like hang out or something. So just be mindful of that as well. If that's something that you're open to, if that's something that you're inviting in, then so be it. But just remember that is something that also brings in I don't want to say consequences, but it brings in like an aftermath that you kind of have to deal with. Like, just be mindful of like the fact that you are separated from that person for a reason, and you haven't heard from them in months, and now you're hearing from them, and then it will draw out this whole process of having to once again separate yourself from that person energetically, and I just feel like that can be a little bit draining for you. So that's just something to be mindful of. As we move into the 23rd and the 24th, we have Monday, Tuesday. We actually got 4 cards for this for Monday, Tuesday. I went with it. I was like, whatever. I guess they all came out together. So we have the Ace of Swords, new perspectives, really important here. King of Pentacles, right, sitting on the throne, steady. 3 of Wands, and then the 7 of Pentacles. So really feeling like things are not moving for you in the right direction or as fast as you want them to, maybe feeling like things are a little bit stagnant, right? And so what I'm feeling with this one is the word affable has come through. So I feel as though like it's really important for you to acknowledge the fact that you are like really friendly and good natured and easy to talk to, I feel like you need to acknowledge some of these really good traits that you have and what you have to offer somebody else, okay? I feel like sometimes that kind of goes by the wayside, and we tend to focus on things that are not going right in our life. And so I think it's really important to kind of refocus and understand that we still, even if things aren't 100% in our life, we still have a lot of great qualities in terms of offering ourselves and our love and our emotional support to somebody, okay? And so I think that that's really important. I feel the word influencer has kind of come with this as well. So I feel like you have a tendency to influence other people very easily. I feel like people tend to believe what you say very easily. And I feel like you don't always see that. I feel you are kind of like that Seven of Pentacles, right? You're kind of like standing there like, at the end of the day, I don't really see all of these people that like tend to want my opinion or hear what I say and value what I say, right? Like you want to like see it to believe it, and you want these people to be coming out of the woodwork asking you for advice and asking you on dates and things like that, and it isn't going to happen like that, right? So you have to be mindful. I think generally speaking, there's going to be times where things like wax and wane, and I think that there will be times where this is going to vary, where instead of you just being the leader all of the time, you have to be led. You have to be willing to be led as well. And so there will be certain circumstances in which you have to be a little bit more open to be led in terms of what's happening around you, right? And so I do feel like, you tend to be maybe a little bit of an introvert, and so in those times, other people might be the leader, and so then you're listening to them, and you're stepping up and offering them assistance instead of you being the one to be the leader, and then that person coming to you and asking for help, right? And so I think that it's important to be mindful of that, and I think there's a little bit of introspection called for here with that new perspective. We want to be looking at these situations and try to understand, in what situations am I a leader, in what situations am I a follower, and in what situations can I work to improve so that there's more of a balance. And in those situations where you feel like a little bit more of a leader, those are situations maybe you can strike up a conversation with somebody, and maybe those are times when you can like go volunteer your assistance because you have those great skills and qualities in that area, and you might meet somebody, right? So those are some things to kind of focus on and think about as you're moving through these couple of days, because that's just something that's important for you in terms of understanding where it is that you're feeling, because I feel there might be some lack of confidence associated with that, and that's kind of holding you back in terms of what you're trying to achieve here. And so that kind of leads me in again to that making sure your heart is open, which leads me to the next card. We have the Lovers card for the 25th and 26th for Thursday and Friday. So with this card, I'm feeling the word design, right? We got to look at the grand design. What is it that you're looking for? What is it that you're trying to achieve? What is your goal, right? What is your end goal? What is your perfect person look like? What is your vision have, And so when we're talking about that, I feel as though there's things starting to take shape around you that you have to start to kind of put the pieces together, right? And so I think that there will be like a lot of lessons from the past kind of resurfacing, where you are going through similar situations as you did in the past. And so it's important to be mindful of what's showing up for you right now. Ask yourself why these situations are still showing up for you, and how can you act and respond differently now so that you can clear that for good, so things will start to show up for you differently now as you move forward, because you're responding differently, right? It changes the whole dynamic of how the universe like corresponds and plays with the energy with you, right? as you co-create this future for yourself. So, and what I was shown here too from Spirit was a key. So I was shown it looked like a skeleton key, and it looked even like it had a little heart in the end. It was kind of beautiful. So what is important here, symbolically the key, it's like it unlocks doors, right? And what I'm feeling is that it's going to unlock your heart, so to speak. And so in doing that, it is about approaching this with a new perspective, right? That Ace of Swords, right? A new perspective, a new an eternal set of values for yourself, right? Like using this power, this internal strength to propel you forward, to drive you forward. And I do feel as though it's about opening that heart, okay? And so we move into the advice, and I'm going to talk about that, but I feel like there even could be an actual piece of maybe jewelry that you'd like to adorn yourself with to remind you, or something like that, some sort of precious metal key or something like that you could start to carry in your pocket, or something to just remind you that it's important for you to make sure that you're moving forward with an open heart. So you're not blocking this joy that's available to you as well. You're blocking yourself when you don't have an open heart. You don't have an open heart for joy. You don't have an open heart for happiness. You don't have an open heart for love, right? So we have to move into the advice here. The overall advice is the Star card, and then at the bottom of the deck was the Seven of Wands, and Spirit clearly said to me that it's important for you to fight for what you believe in. And I hear that Poison song, Something to Believe In. I feel like it's really important for you to have a lot of faith right now. Okay, so what I was feeling was that there's a dark heart, right? Where somebody's heart that was once open has now turned into something that is like a little bit darkened, right? Where they have gone through some stuff and they've kind of made themselves closed off to new things because it was an effort for them to try to protect themselves from hurt again in the future. And so I feel like with this, it's about overcoming those emotions right now, okay? So isolating those emotions. What is it that you feel? Identifying those emotions, and then allowing yourself to feel your way through that. Identify where they started, how they started, what situation that was, why you felt that way, who that was associated with. Maybe a conversation needs to be had. Maybe you need to write that person a letter and burn it, right? Whatever that looks like for you, you need to isolate those emotions, allow them to be felt so that you can release them. And as you do that, you're creating space to forgive yourself and forgive others so that you can move forward and keep your heart open to experience new joys and new relationships, right? And so, you know, I feel like that again comes back to that Drake song where it talks about being romantically numb with that darkened heart, with that heart, it's closed off, it's cold, right? You could be a little bit emotionally distant and not allowing yourself to feel those things toward another person. And so whereas though you might feel like, oh yeah, I'm good, I'm moving forward, it is clearly you're not allowing yourself to feel this way on a deep enough level with somebody. So it's like peeling that onion and really just getting closer and closer to the center where it's like that good stuff, right? And it's like the center of the Tootsie Pop, right? And so you have to allow yourself to, release those emotions little by little. And it's not going to happen overnight, unfortunately. But the more that you work at that, you will be able to overcome this so that you can functionally grieve the past and leave that there and be present in your relationship with yourself and with others at this point. So really beautiful read here for you this week, Sag. I hope that this helps you in some way, shape, or form. Again, take what resonates, leave the rest. Not all general readings can resonate for everybody, but if you're interested in your own personal reading, I'd love to be able to do that for you. You can hit me up at the website below to book your reading. I'll put that in the description box on my website, or you can hit me up in the email at enchantedemeraldny@gmail.com, and I will be back with another read for you guys again soon. Thank you so much. Take care.